So hey everyone, today I will be showing you how to create a table in HDFS using a CSV file and query some of the data from that table using Hive QL. So it is one of our assignment for our big data engineering or big data for business class at the University of South Florida, and these are the tasks that we are given. So for the data, we'll be going to this website, which is a Kaggle website. And if you go to this website, you'll see this is a page, and you'll find all the description of the of all the files. We have four CSV files here, so we can see description of each and every column, that distribution, and much more data here. So basically, we have to download this, and it will be a zip file. And make sure you sign in first. I've already signed in, so that's why I see a download button here. So just download it. Once you download it and once you extract it, these are the four CSV files, and we will be using continuous dataset.csv file to load the data to the table. So this basically gives information about each ODI uh, that has been played, uh, and what teams and who was the winner, or which ground, what date, and everything. So one thing to note is that the date and the match date column were actually really messy. So I had to handle them by myself, and I cleaned it. I changed the format, and this is the format I have now. So make sure, if you're doing this with me, so make sure to do some appropriate transformations and changes and make format it correctly. So now I'll show you how to create a table, upload a file, and run queries on it. So make sure, if you have a Docker installed, please make sure that uh, I am currently using a Cloudera image for Docker, and I have initiated the Docker instance. Now, if I head over to localhost colon 8888, this is the landing page, where this is the Hue browser, which is a web interface for HDFS. Now, if we go to data browsers and metastore tables, this is where we create a table. So if we head there, and as you can see, I've already created a table, but let's do it from scratch for your sake. So you have to come here and click on this create new table from a file to create a table from a file. Now you can give any table name. Let's say cricket game details, something like that. You can give a description if you want to. I'm leaving it blank for here. An input file, just select the input file. Now you would see there are no files, so you can go and upload a file, and you can choose continuous dataset.csv, and just select this, and yeah, the file is now selected, if you see here. So click on next, and we are expected to see the schema, or what the data looks like um, in the CSV file in the form of a table. So this is the preview. Go to next, and basically you have to verify the data types of all these columns. So the one difference is you have to go and do this to date, change this to date, because we may have to do some date transformations, or extract some values from it. So just change this to date, and we just create the table. And once we hit the create table option, it should create a table, and these are all the logs uh, that's essential for debugging and everything. So as you can see here, we have the table called cricket game details, and you can also preview data here. So you can see it has been loaded correctly, and let's start working on this. So how do you write queries on this? So I would be using Hive QL, Hive query language, to uh, write queries to extract some data. So you can go to query editors, which is at the which is here. Go to query editor and click on Hive. and it should load. And I've ran a lot of queries just before this recording. So uh, okay, let's see if we can see all the data from cricket game details. So let's just run a select query. So select star from cricket game details. And sorry, I'm typing it in a lowercase. I mean, people have the preferences. So I like to switch between uppercase and lowercase. But yeah, so we run a select query, select star from create games, limit 10. So if you can execute this here, or as you can see the option, it says press tab and enter. So if you press tab and enter, it will execute. So yeah, we can see the data is being populated correctly to the table. Now let's switch to the task we are assigned. So these are some of the tasks that are assigned to me. I've already written the queries, so I'll just copy paste it and run through it. Um, I've stored it in Notepad, and hopefully it should be there. Yes, it is there. And let me just copy paste it, and I'll walk you through it. So, oh, okay, we're missing a lot of things, but I did comment some things, but we are missing that. Okay, so the first task is to we have loaded the data in HDFS. Now we have to run the following query in Hive or Impala. So I'm using Hive here. So total number of ODI played during the time frame. So ODI means one day international. Basically means that how many games were played in the data set. So okay, the initial hunch would be to, or initial thought would be to use like select count star and or count column name is scorecard, and you will get the result. But this table has duplicates. So if we run just select count scorecard, that will provide a wrong result. So I can show you this by running this query, which basically shows that we are grouping the scorecard and selecting those scorecards where the value is greater than one, which basically means we are looking for duplicates. And once this query execute, you'll be able to see what I'm trying to say. So still waiting for mapping and reducing, and we're almost there. Yeah, so if you see, there are some games which are repeated. So see, ODI number 1 is repeated twice, number 10 has repeated twice, number 100, game number 100 is repeated twice. So we cannot just use a select count and scorecard. We have to use select count distinct. That would provide the accurate result. So I'll just select this and press tab enter, and we'll see the list of or the number of games that were played as per the data set. So yeah, we're still waiting for it. And I usually do not like running count testing because it is extremely heavy. It's an extremely heavy operation. If there's a high cardinality, it would be computationally expensive. But I mean, that's the logic here now. So if you see, we have 3,747 total ODI games, or total games played the as per the data set. I just give an alias. I'll just give an alias here. So yes, games played. Okay, so yeah. So the next question is, let's go into the next question. Total number of teams. That should be easy. So if you see here, if we come back here, which table should we check for total number of teams? So we can go for either team 1 or team 2. So I'm just going for team 1. I'll be checking all the distinct team names in this Uh, uh, I'll be checking all the distinct team names in this column, and then we'll take a count of it. So I'll just run this query. So basically, we are checking how many teams are there in this data set. Another way to solve this is you can use a union. If you hover over this, you can do, let's say, assuming that team one has certain number of teams and team two has teams which are not present in team one. In that case, this logic would not work. This logic. In that case, what you have to do is you have to use a union, and you have to do a union of team one and team two, and you have to write a query to get the count of all the teams, which is a result of these two unions, and you'll get accurate number. But now I have checked uh, both columns, team one and team two. They both have same number of team names. Same number of teams, and the team names are the same. So even this query should run work too. So if we run this query, we have 23 teams in the data set. Now let's move on to the next task. So next task is we have to do some analysis. So the analysis is which team won the most ODI during the time frame. So we have to check what team has won the most basically. So what column should we use? If we head on to the table again, so there is a column named called winner. So we could use this column to get uh, the team that won the most. So we can run this query, which is basically doing this is using a subquery. So basically, what I'm trying to do is we're selecting winner. Winner is the winner column and count of winner as wins from cricket ODI. Then I'm grouping it by the winner column, and then ordering it by wins. So this query, if I run this query, you will see what this returns. This basically returns the the number of wins each team has won, or number of games each team has won, um, and which is ordered by descending. So the highest number of wins by a team should be the first row. So we'll wait for this to run, and it should be done at any moment. Yeah, so this is actually taking some time. Wow. So basically, we'll get this result, and we are using an outer query to get the first row out of the top wins. So if you see here, when I run the query inside, we will have this kind of result. And if you see, Australia has the most number of wins, 1104. Now we only want only one row. So how would you do it? So you can use limit one in the external query to fetch the name of the team that has won the most games, or won the most ODIs. So we'll execute that query, and uh, we'll just wait for the result. And we should see Australia as a result, which is the most winning team in the as per the data set again. Yeah, the reducing program has worked, has completed successfully. We should be seeing it soon. I wish I could just fast forward this, uh, and it would have been a lot easier. So we do have the result, Australia. So the team with the most number of wins is Australia. And I was just testing this out. You can just comment this. Uh, Now the next and the final task is which team has won the most ODI during the decade, each decade, which is like 71 to 8. 1971 to 1980 is one decade, 1981 to 1990 is another decade. Similarly, we go until to 2018. So we could use the same column, but here I'm using a common table expression to to solve this problem. So, uh, first of all, I am choosing two things. I am creating a CTE with two columns, winner, and I'm using case statement here to, create a column named decades. So basically, if year in a match date, which is this, so match date is this, so I'm extracting year from it. So if the year is between 1971 and 1980, the decade would be 71 to 80. If the year between if is the between 1981 to 1990, we have this 81 to 90. Similarly, it goes on, and the column name would be called decade from, and we are fetching it from Cricket ODI, which is the uh, table. Now I'm using this query to fetch data from this to answer the question. So what I'm doing is I'm also using a window function here for ranking, which you'll see why. So I'm also using a nested query here. So let's go with the internal one first. What's inside? So basically, I'm choosing winner, and decade, and count of winner. How many winners are there? As like how many wins a particular team has gotten, and row number, we partition it by decade, and order by count. So we are doing this to rank, uh, basically, what decade what team has won the most, and we rank it. We give rank 1, 2, 3, because we will be needing this. So if I run this query, you will understand why. uh, Winners by decade. Sorry, I have to run this. How about I just show you this? I'll come here, I'll paste it here, I'll just run this with CTE. This should work now. Uh, the reason why we are using a ranking here is, a row number here is uh, because for the first row, we need to fetch the first row for every decade. And this is one of the logic to do that. And I'll just show you once this query runs, so it's easier for you to understand or visualize. So we're still waiting on the execution. And it should be, it's still running. Sorry. Yeah, so we have this result, and let's, if you see, each decade, we have wins, and we rank it. We give row number as 1, 2, 3, and for this decade we have row number as 1. Again, this decade is coming again. We have three instances here. So this is the fourth instance. So we only want to fetch only those rows which have rank 1, because those are the ones who have the top wins. So if I remove this and if I run this query, so basically I'm selecting winner and decade from the query that I ran, and checking where rank equals to 1. So let me run this thing. Now, this should return the names of the teams who had the most wins in each decade. So you will see team name, what decade, and they were they had most victory, and it's still running. Takes it sometimes I feel like for smaller queries it is okay to run it on SQL, and for larger queries HDFS would be really helpful because it does map reduce. And yeah, that's how it is. It's still uh, in stage 3, and yeah, map reduce is done. So if you see here in the year 2002 to 2001 to 2010, most wins were of Australia. In 91 to 2000, most wins were of Pakistan. 81 to 90 is for West Indies. 2011 to 18 it's India, and 71 to 80 is England. Yeah, so that is how you run queries on Hive QL and upload or create a table using a file in HDFS. Thank you for seeing this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.